Hello, everyone. Episode 52. And this is going to be my final episode in the golden age of television animation. So I felt 52 was the right number to end it on because there's a game called 52 Pickup where you take the cards and you put them together, you shoot them all over the place, and they're all over the floor, and everything is all shaboggled, as my wife likes to use for a term. So everything was shaboggled. And look, it didn't have anything to do with me. It just happened to be the way that, everything kind of came together. And as I said before, it was bad timing for Andy. I really felt sorry for him because I know he had a lot of aggravation. He had to sell his library at DIC. And Andy Hayward is the ultimate survivor. I mean, Andy, Michael Maliani, and we're the three last men standing, okay? Andy's doing so well. I'm so happy for him with his new company, Cartoon Network, is it? What's Andy's new company name? It's with a K. I want to make sure when I'm plugging it that I get it right. Hold on, guys. Cartoon Studios with a K. And now he's doing cartoon films. He's going to do a whole bunch of animated films. And he's an amazing businessman. Like I said, I was fortunate. I had three wonderful mentors, Haim Saban, my dear, dear friend, and Jean Chalopin, who taught me so much about writing for television. And Jean and Andy, they kind of went by the wayside as far as animation was concerned. Haim and Jean, well, I communicate with both of them regularly, and they'll be the first one to tell you they're not in the entertainment business anymore. They're titans, moguls in the financial world. I mean, Haim owns probably 16% of all of the money in the world, and Jean probably owns 13%. But they're very, very successful in their area, and I always get letters from Jean once in a while. I try to jog him a little, getting back in the business. He says, "Jack, it's changed," and he's right. It's changed. It was the golden age of television animation, and it was a time when you could have small production companies that really became very, very successful in their own right. I mean, at one point, DIC was producing more episodes of television for children's entertainment than any other company in the world. So it was good times. Somebody asked me once at a convention, they said, "What was it really like back then?" And I said, it was golden. We always had new series coming. It was always something exciting. And, after I left DIC, I did Power Rangers. I'm so proud that I created the original development work for Haim Saban and the series Bible. And that was a tremendous feather in my cap. And as Haim often says, it opened a lot of doors for me. And, I finally had enough of LA, moved out to the Bahamas where Jean had a second home, only 27,000 square feet right on the ocean. And he made me just an unbelievable deal, leased me a fabulous condo about 3 blocks from the ocean on Paradise Island. And I was his exclusive writer for a number of years. And just, it was, I didn't have to ask for a penny more than he offered me. And I did a lot of shows for Jean. Even though in those after years, I was a consultant for the Bots Masters, which I did 40 episodes with Avi Arad, another great guy. Other little series, Happiness, The Secret of the Loch, series that I absolutely loved about these little Loch Ness creatures. And, I was fortunate that I had visited Loch Ness in Scotland, so I knew the territory real well. I did another show called Sky Dancers, which was a lot of fun. It was a girl-driven show, and I enjoyed that a lot, and other little shows. But the industry just changed. And when cable came in, it was like the nail in the coffin. And the big studios took over. And listen, who could blame them? Disney and Cartoon Network and certainly Nickelodeon. And you didn't have, the little guys like Abrams Gentili that did Sky Dancers and Dragonflies, which were two fabulous shows. But there was no room for them anymore, and they were forced out. And the big guys took everything. It's like Haim said, Geffen, Spielberg, and Lucas found out that you could make money in children's entertainment. And, that was all right. Things evolve. And I had a long run in LA. I'm drinking a little bit of wine tonight because this is kind of like consecrating the end of the series that I'm doing now. The golden age of television animation. But it changed, and once I left DIC, there's no question Andy terminated me, and again, I understood, I was at the top of the ladder, and they wanted to cut their costs down. And I kept writing and writing and writing and wrote hundreds of episodes after that, but it wasn't the same, to be in the writer's wing with, oh my God, if you guys had only been there, the characters that we had, forget about Cheers, okay? Bobby Logan, Mike Stokey, and Mert Rich, Michael Maliani, Lisa Maliani, Laurie Crawford, my God, Mark Taylor. These were my cohorts and my peers, but they were my friends. And we would play off of each other. And gosh, we had so many laughs and we had so many good times. And look, don't feel bad for me. It probably ended, I would say, from my side, the golden age of television animation probably ended around 1996, 1998. But you know what? I went on and, I did just great. I had, animated films that I wrote. Wisely's Tales, A Christmas Adventure. Look it up. It's called, quote, An Enduring Christmas Classic. I did that for Sony. I got hired to be the president of a studio in Chennai, India that did animation. They bought my screenplay for Ninja Knights When Warrior Worlds Collide for it was ridiculous how much they paid me, and installed me as president of the company. And, I did a lot of animation after that, but then it kind of just tapered off. And, I wasn't in LA. And I kind of made a shift and went to working for the adult demographic for prime time and features, and did a lot of development work. I've got a lot of projects that I've got in the mix right now. Some Christmas movies that I'm hoping we're going to get good word on any day. Lifetime movie, great action adventure film, big budget film. And documentaries like my campus story that I've shot down at Purdue University, At the Zoo with Max and Mackenzie, wonderful documentary that we shot at Brookfield Zoo, Junkanoo that we shot in the Bahamas. Kim was, as I said, she was on the streets working as a reporter on that show. Had so much fun on that. Amazing Grace. So, look, it's been a busy time for me. And I'm not stopping anytime soon. Somebody once asked Norman Lear, a lot of you don't know who Norman Lear was, but he created All in the Family. And he created Archie Bunker's Place. And he created The Jeffersons. And those are shows that I know you guys watch it in reruns and stuff. But Norman Lear was an epic epic producer and at the top of his game. And he got older too. And somebody asked him, a reporter asked him when he was 90 years old. They said, Mr. Lear, what do you think at 90 years old after you finish a project? And without blinking, the great man said, what's next? And that's the way I feel. I want to know what's next. Somebody asked me, Jack, when are you going to retire? I said, look, you know what? I don't even know that word. I don't know the concept of weekends, okay? Because Noel Coward was right. Work is much more fun than fun. Somebody asked Orson Welles what it was like directing Citizen Kane. He said it was the greatest electric train set any little boy ever had. And I'm not going to bloviate about it and make it into something that it is, because, man, there's plenty of body blows that you take in this business. You work for 9 months on a project, and then it doesn't get picked up. Oh, it's like a piece of your heart gets ripped out. But, it's like in The Godfather. This is the business that we've chosen. I wouldn't have it any other way. And Rocky Balboa was right. It's not how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can be hit and keep moving forward. And let me tell you something. This warrior is always going to keep moving forward. So anyway, I want to thank all of you for coming on and following my vlog. I've had so much fun sharing it all with you. And, as I always say when I go to the conventions, I was just at one last week with Kim signing mini posters for the shows that I've done. And I always say the same thing. Writers, producers, actors, directors, we're nothing without fans. We're nothing without fans. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of you for being fans. God bless you. And I'll see you at the movies and on television.